Keep it, no problem. You're alive. Right. So good evening, everyone. So as promised, well, I know you this morning, you guys would have looked out for a number of things, and as we had suggested and promised, we would have given you guys live. All right, so Batson and Associates, we have kept our word. And this live, of course, is a question and answer. So no, I'm going to give it a little time to build up. We'll discuss one or two things as the time goes by, and we will see how we organize the suit. So you are listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally, as the title of our program is. Supporting your health naturally with yours truly. And a lot of persons, when we talk about natural, someone will ask the question, what does it mean when you say you're supporting your health naturally? And it's just a matter, because the first thing they ask, they say, Dr. Batson, sorry, what do you do? Is it that you do herbal medicine? What really is natural and integrative medicine? Keep in mind that we are live on all three of our social media platforms this evening. We are live on Facebook. We are Batson and Associates Limited. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates TT. I've seen some persons. Miss Elizabeth Nandlal is in the house on our Instagram live. Latan202 is also with us. Sorry. Mikel TT has joined. And Lade Hennessy is also with us as well. So a pleasant good evening to you guys. Also, Miss Vidya Abdul is also with us. Janice Hampton says, hello, Dr. Batson and Associates. Good. So when you're talking about health naturally, it is simply, or natural and integrated medicine, it's simply a matter of Miss Nicola Hurd. Pleasant good evening to you. Kamala Samaru says, good night, Dr. Batson. Good night to you as well. So when we're talking about integrative medicine, is really a matter of understanding, what particular doctor or what particular specialist you need at the particular time that you're going through what it is you're going through. Basically, I mean, that's the best way I could say it. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon, good evening, sorry, to Miss Leslie, and good evening to you. So, yeah. So the thing is, if it is, we're talking about healing the body. As I said, you have to be able to understand which doctor you need at the particular time that you may need them, and what protocol or the way in which you're going to actually start addressing this particular situation as regards to health. So let's say, for example, you're a diabetic. What it is you think you should be doing in that particular situation? We know what diabetes is, right? So diabetes has to do with elevated blood glucose levels. You have type 1 diabetes, which basically means that your pancreas is not necessarily performing as it should. And as a result of that, you have high levels of glucose in your bloodstream. That's one. Another one as well is type 2 diabetes, which is the most common and popular one, which is diabetes mellitus, which simply means that your pancreas is working, but the receptor cells that's supposed to really indicate or give the body the ability to store the glucose in the cells for when they are needed by the body to be used as energy, that is not functioning properly. Right? So in either case, how do you deal with a situation like that? So you may go to the doctor and you may be told you might do a fasting blood sugar, FB, FBS. And in doing that, you realize that you have elevated blood glucose levels. Does that make you a diabetic? Does that mean that you doomed for the rest of your life and you have to suffer from poor circulation, you have to end up blind, you have to end up with kidney problems? Is that what that means? Of course, no. The thing is, once you understand diabetes, once you understand anatomy and physiology, how the body functions, you will come to the clear realization that your body can rejuvenate itself, your body could heal itself, your body can repair itself, but it can only do that based on what you give the body at this particular point in time. Because remember, Okay. So what you ate, what today is? Today is Sunday, 22nd of January. Do you remember what you ate? Well, depending on your age. Okay, so I am, so let's say, do you remember what you ate 10 years ago? So if 10 years ago you was eating vegetables and salad and eating a lot of fruits, right? And the whole of 2021, 2021, you ate complete rubbish. You didn't drink enough water. Do you think you'll get sick? The answer, of course, is yes, right? Because it means that Miss Elizabeth Nandal, let me just quickly say this. She says, Doc, I just crossed over to Facebook. Please give my love to your debate team, Miss Roma and the rest. Yes, Miss Nandlal, sorry, I'll most certainly do that. Yeah, so the thing is, do you think what you ate in 2021 would significantly affect your body even though you were eating fruit? So let's say you were eating a healthy diet, you was exercising. You was doing that 10 years straight. So you did that all the way up to 2020. But in 2021, you stopped and you started eating foolishness. You're not drinking water, you're not taking care of yourself. You think you'll get sick? Miss Leslie, I'm sorry, said yes. And she's quite correct. You're going to get sick. You're going to get very sick, in fact. You know why? Because the food that you would have given your body for the last 12 months would have significantly affected your diet or affected your body, rather. So that's just to help you to understand. A lot of people say, well, I used to smoke cigarette 25 years ago, or I eating healthy. No, or I was eating healthy and eating vegetables and all kind of thing, but you know, start to eat bad. No. It's like fuel. If you put food is fuel, and if you're not fueling your body properly, you're going to end up in problems. What you put in is what you get out. You put in rubbish, so you put in a lot of hydrogenated oils, all these sort of soybean oil and all this foolishness, you're going to get very sick. You're going to use it, you're using a lot of sugar, you're going to get very sick. And you can get very sick with a diet like that for a short period of time. You eat foolishness for a good month and you'll find out what will happen to you. Miss Kathleen Ishmael, a pleasant good evening to you. She says, hi, Dr. Batson. How are you doing? Blessings to you and staff and others. Thank you so much, very much, Miss Kathleen Ishmael. Miss Grace Williams says, good evening, Dr. Batson, and all listening. Thanks for sharing the knowledge. Miss Frederica Joseph, good night, Dr. Batson and associates. Thank you for sharing the knowledge with us. God's blessing to you and your team. Hello to Miss Roma for her follow-up call to me in New York. Thank you and blessings to all. Thank you so very much for that. So, again, you only eat bad for a month. So what does that mean? It means that again, look for example, we know even though this mightn't be the audience for it, but I mean I don't know persons' religious persuasions or whatever they do. But okay, Christmas gone, right? Usually it have people that get sick for Christmas, you know. We in the season of carnival now, the alcohol season. Plenty people going to get sick. You know why? Because they are now putting all these things in the body. And your body now has no other choice but to attempt to get some sort of nourishment from food that has nothing in it. Let me say a pleasant good evening to Miss Denise Hurst. She's listening from Antigua. Thank you so very much. Doc, you are speaking absolute truths. Christmas holidays affected me adversely in the States. I'm angry with myself, but I'm working on it. Of course, yeah. So that's just to help you guys to understand that what you need to do is maintain a certain amount of balance and ensure that what you put in the body in the long term makes sense. Always remember that. So remember, this is a question and answer um, live primarily. So I will discuss things, but I am here to answer questions. So if you have any questions that I may have owed you an answer for, or somebody who you know has a situation or whatever the case may be, feel free to let me know what it is, and we can go from there. One of the things that we spoke about, someone had asked about the nerve restore, and I always tell persons nerve restore is a product that's very close to my heart, simply because I think when you use it, you get the best rest and you're able to function properly. I didn't use it for a while, quite honestly. When I say a while, maybe about 2 months, 3 months, no, about 2 months. I didn't use, yeah, about 2 months. or about 3 months. Let's say 3 months. And I really missed it. I really missed it. I started back using it this week here. And of course, I was impressed with the outcome. So if you know you're looking at relaxing, you're looking at sleeping properly, you have a stressful job, you have a stressful life, nerve restore is something that you should pay very close attention to. Miss Anne Marie Babb says good night, Dr. Batson and associates and listeners. Honey Bay, of course, he says good night, Doc. Shakil, good night, and staff and viewers. Just passing through to send my love as usual. Yes, Honey Bay, thank you so very much for that. Good. So in that particular situation, as I said, that we're discussing there, it means that we have to now deal with that whole aspect of relaxing and really give your body what your body needs. And nerve restore is something that you can investigate. You can call our international clients. You can get nerve restore. And I'll tell you some of the ingredients in nerve restore and what those ingredients actually do in a little bit. Miss Nicola Herder says, does your body have a depletion when one snores? Okay, let me see if I can understand this question clearly. So you're asking, does your body have a depletion when one snores? Mightn't necessarily be a depletion, but it might be, of course, some issues. The thing with snoring has a lot to do with positioning and how you lie down. Some people may have issues in terms of their development, especially development of your central nervous system. If you have a lot of, not central nervous system, sorry, respiratory system. If you have a lot of problems with sinusitis, usually people that have a lot of sinus snore. People who have things like sleep apnea, where your sleep is interrupted, your breathing is interrupted during sleep, and usually that has to do with obesity. A lot of people, when you tend to be overweight, and especially overweight for your body type, it's problematic and it can cause problems with snoring. So there are various things you could try to correct snoring, lying down with a pillow, changing your position while you sleep, that type of thing. And you find in that situation, it can be corrected. So I wouldn't necessarily say depletion, but there might be some things that you may have to look at a more more from a physiological perspective in terms of making adjustment to body. Maybe it might require losing weight, it might require doing breathing exercises, those type of things to correct that situation. Miss Sarah Hutchinson's asked the questions. Let me say it's Miss Jennifer Valentine says, a blessed good evening to Dr. Batson and all his associates. Thank you again for sharing with us. Nerve Restore is boss. I could swear to it. Yes, there's a client who has used. So thank you so very much for that validation there, Miss Jennifer Valentine. This is a client of ours who, she has used our products and, she has been very satisfied thus far. And she's now sharing that on the live here. So Sarah Hutchinson asked the question, how is lupus diagnosed? Okay, this is a good question. I'm glad you asked this question, Sarah. Let me tell person something about lupus and lupus diagnosis. Most of the time, people who are diagnosed with lupus do not have lupus. What is lupus? Lupus is an autoimmune condition. What is an autoimmune condition? An autoimmune condition is a condition where your immune system is said to attack itself, but that's not really what really happens. It simply means that you have excess inflammatory response in the body, and you have things in places that are not supposed to be there, and the body is doing what it is supposed to do. The problem is it is just a bit too enthusiastic. So you have too much inflammation, and as a result, you have too much inflammatory response in the body, too much immune interference, and that is causing a problem. So, of course, the question is, how do we correct it? And I will do that in a little bit. In terms of the lupus diagnosis, let me tell you something. Let me just say, firstly, pleasant good evening to Miss Lucy Lara. She says, good night, Dr. Batson, and to all and associates and to all listeners. Miss Anne-Marie Babb says, Doc, hi, Dr. Batson. My sister had a stroke and is in the hospital. She has limited movement on her left side. What products can she use when she is discharged from the hospital? Okay, I'll answer that just now. So let me finish up with the lupus diagnosis. So the thing is, you can do a test known as an ESR, Miss Sarah Hutchinson, or whoever it is you're requesting the information for. And once your ESR is high, it means you have high levels of inflammation. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have lupus. It just means that the situation in your body right now is conducive to get you very, 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 or whoever it is, very, 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 very sick. And if they don't correct that, they're going to be in some problems. Could we assist in that situation at Batson and Associates? Of course we can. So keep in mind our telephone numbers. Our Shogun's office is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is the corner of Ramsamud Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. That telephone number for Debe is 223-7515. Again, that's 223-7515. And St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That telephone number for St. James is 220-8113. Again, that's 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number is 226-4553. Again, that's 226-4553. You're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates. So let me see if I can get into some of these questions again. So as regards to the question Anne-Marie Bob asked, and anyone who knows someone who suffered a stroke, there's a product we have called is a nitric oxide product. That's going to work very good for that. The silver or the mineral formula will work well. Inflammation formula as well to help to improve the circulation, reduce the inflammation in the body. Optimizer, very good product in terms of helping with blood circulation to the brain, because strokes are issues where you do not have sufficient blood flow to the brain, and as a result of that, you have problems with either hemorrhagic or ischemic strokes. Okay. So those are some of the products that they could actually use. Miss Gracelyn Robinson says, good night, Dr. Batson and Associates. Is there any protocol for seizures and polycystic ovarian syndrome? Yes, there are, Miss Gracelyn Robinson. So you could always get onto the office or whoever is requesting, and they can come and have a consultation. But we do have protocols for that particular situation. Okay, Miss Veronica Young says, greetings, Dr. Batson and Associates. Miss Cindy Hoyt, good night, Dr. Batson and team. Happy Sunday. Honeybee says good night to Cindy. Oh, Lord, the one in the house. One missing. Who missing, Jessica? According to somebody, Doc, she said, oh, Doc have them known as the Brat Squad. Yeah, Miss Vidya Abdul says, Doc, should I use Nerve Restore daily like a vitamin supplement, or do I use a bottle and rest for a bit? How often should it be taken for consistent results? That's a good question. Vidya, I think for you, the thing is, if you have used like 2 bottles straight, like consistent, like one every day, then I think from the next bottle you could use it one every other day. But I'll tell you something. Use it for your body's requirement. If you know you're stressed out, if you know you normally have problems with sleep, that type of thing, then it's just a matter of maintenance. I use it like a vitamin, but because of all the other things I take, I wouldn't use Nerve Restore every day. Maybe if I come home and I had a really hectic day, a lot of mental work, I had to deal with a lot of clients, patients, do a lot of reviews and that type of thing. Usually that's going to take a lot from me mentally. So I need to put back. So in a case like that, I will use one before I go to bed, or I take it the morning before, or that morning when I know I have to go to work, whatever the case may be. But Nerve Restore is a sure. I mean, all the products that we carry at Batson and Associates. But why I like Nerve Restore is that it helps you deal with stress. And listen to me, all of us have stress. We have bills to pay. We have COVID. There's always some problems you have. The only people who do have problems is dead people. Right? So once you're functioning in this world, I mean, some people have more problems than others. We know that. Some people have more stress than others. Sometimes you bring that on yourself. But the fact is that if you can get help or get something to help you, because that is what Nerve Restore was designed for. I deliberately did that product in such a way and get it and had things done with it because of the stress. And that I didn't want people. Look, depression. You could imagine you taking a product that actually helping you feel better. Come on, man. Yeah, energy, your endorphins, that kind of thing. Miss Elizabeth Nanla. Just let me hear. Cindy House says, Doc, well, hear the joke. I gave my aunt to Latin. Oh, Jesus Lord. That sound like a book there. Miss Elizabeth Nandla says, Doc, I have a healthy, hearty appetite. I eat large meals. I am not gluttonous. Is there anything wrong with that? I guess I can't be taken out for dinner. Well, yeah, Dan, I'm going to say if somebody carrying on a date, the man might bust. But the thing is, because I eat large meals too. I always tell people when I eat, but not large and ridiculous. Well, I mean, no, I eat large meals. And nothing is wrong with eating large meals. It means you have a very good metabolism. And then, Elizabeth, remember, you are a lady, you run a lot, you work out a lot. So when you do that, your body's going to call for a lot. Your body's going to need a lot of fuel. It definitely is going to need it. All right, Miss Rashida Mohammed asked the question, Doc, when you feel weak in your heart, what that means? Rashida, I mean weak in your heart, like a tabanka? Explain that to me. And I'm not trying to be facetious in any way, ma'am. I'm not, I'm making a joke. But what I'm saying, weak in your heart. Explain that to me. How do you say you're feeling weak in your heart? Is it that you feel like you're breathless sometimes if you climb stairs? You find you get tired very quickly. You find you're getting short breath all of a sudden. Just elaborate on that a little bit for me, Miss Mohammed, please. Okay. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Oliver Marin says, "Hey, good day. This is a new time. It's not a new time. I just decided that there are some lives that I promised to do for you guys. So I'm trying to fill in that because there are a lot of topics we have to cover. There are a lot of information. There are a lot of things we have to share. A lot of new things that we do in at Batson and Associates now that would help persons. Oh, Ms. Rashida Mohammed says weak and easy. Okay, Ms. Mohammed, what does that mean? It means most of the time, if you're weak and dizzy, you have some problems with electrolytes in your body. You could also have problems with anemia. But the thing is, anemia doesn't always come up on blood tests. I have known of persons who have weak, I call it weak blood, and that could be a situation. So I don't know if you ever came to us. I don't know where you're located. But off the top of my head, what could help you? The alkagen water. Keep in mind, your water intake or any water you're drinking is supposed to be your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. So make sure that you're doing that. If you're not doing that, try and do that for at least 2 weeks to a month. And I would suggest the advanced chlorophyll, inflammation formula, optimizer. So advanced chlorophyll, inflammation formula, silver mineral formula, optimizer. And that weakness and dizzy feeling that you're getting, that's going to be corrected. All right. Uh, Let me see, where am I? Cindy Hoyt says, good night, my darling honey. We brat reporting for class tonight. Where is Jessica? Brat number 3, for real. Miss Janice Hampton says, amen. Augustine Forrestin says, good night, Dr. Batson. And all tuned in on Facebook. Miss Patsy Phillip says, good night, Dr. Batson and staff. Listening, love the information. You're very welcome. Um, this is Black in, oh, back, or Black in Demand. Good evening, Dr. Batson. What are the causes for dry scalp, white heads on the nose, and dry skin on face? The thing is, all skin. You're very welcome, Miss Mohammed. Rashida Mohammed says, "Thank you, Dr. Batson. You're welcome, my dear." Uh, yeah, Black in Demand. The thing is, if you have dry scalp, white head in your nose, and skin, dry skin, is usually an indication one of dehydration. Is also an indication of problems in your 7 channels. Remember, you have 7 channels of elimination: your kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. That's why we carry Santulan. Santulan was specifically designed to help persons with the skin, with liver, and that type of thing. People who have really bad skin problems and bad scalp problems usually have serious issue um, associated with, gastrointestinal problems as well. Some people have leaky gut, and I always say this: a lot of people walking around with intestines there, and they don't know the intestines literally is dying. It is not as good. It's not good. It's very problematic. Your food does not assimilate properly. You have a lot of pathogens. You have problems with proper absorption. You have proper problem with even elimination, where you're not eliminating or evacuating all the waste. So what I would say, Black in Demand, I would recommend the Alkagen water, Santulan, advanced chlorophyll, and the teas you could use like puer immunity tea. That should help that situation. All right. Fabiola Sanchez says, good evening, Dr. Batson. What do you have, or do you have anything to help with psoriasis? Yeah, a lot of things. The people with psoriasis, here what you have to understand. When you have psoriasis or bad skin problems, it means that you have situations where you are, your body is very toxic. And what is going on is that those toxins are now coming out on the skin, because the skin, being the largest organ of the body, being the organ with the most amount of surface area, is going to take up all the licks. So someone with psoriasis, one of the first things you need to do is start to use the alkagen water. If you do not suffer from hypertension, I would suggest that you start to use some baking soda, like a half teaspoon of baking soda in 8 ounces of water every morning, and you do that consistently for like about 3 months, right? And what we carry at Batson Associates as well, the chlorophyll, the advanced chlorophyll, that is the inflammation formula, silver with mineral formula, and start to use that, and you're going to start to see some results. Your diet has to change as well, but we can do a protocol for you. You could always reach out to the office, at least come for a consultation. If it's the psoriasis, I would suggest you do a blood and scan one time. So let's see the condition of the blood, the biological terrain, that type of thing. Okay, so Honeybay is asking question, what about people that undereat? And also, you didn't finish answer how or to fix autoimmune diseases. Okay, good. So with the autoimmune situation, the question was really diagnosis, and that's why I was saying a lot of times you can do an ESR, but the thing is, when you're dealing with autoimmune conditions, what you really have to do is address the root cause of the problem in terms of like gastrointestinal. So a lot of persons, as I was saying, the intestines really, it's terrible. If we had the ability to open our intestines and like hang it in front of us, a lot of y'all would have asked for exchange or some kind of thing. You would not like to see how your inside look, because it's really filthy in some cases. And sometimes no fault of your own. Your diet is a particular way, but you don't know about cleansing. A lot of people don't drink water. Oh, God, that's for a whole next program. Water, 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 and more water, right? You have to be drinking water, because if you're not drinking water, you're going to end up in a lot of problems. Okay? So that's how you're going to deal with that situation with the autoimmune condition. Alkagen water is going to help. The inflammation formula is also very good as well for that particular situation. All right. So what can open up your appetite? Usually a good vitamin would open your appetite. Some people, they have little deficiencies in the body, especially B vitamin. So a good vitamin would open up your appetite. A lot of the products we carry at Batson Association, when people start to use it, it says that it open up the appetite. It doesn't mean you're going to eat really bad now. It just means eating the correct things, complex carbohydrates, getting your proteins in. I'm a big advocate of the use of quinoa. I love it, love it, love it, love it, because the nutritional content is so good, and it's something that you could really use. All right. Miss Miharis RL, Teresa Miharis says, good night, Dr. Batson and team. Nerve Restore really assists with relaxing. I don't take it all the time. Sometimes I sleep or too late. Is Santulan available at this time? Yes, we do have Santulan. We have gotten Santulan, so we do have Santulan. I don't know which office you were requesting, but I know all the offices got this week. Okay. Yeah, and the thing with the Nerve Restore facilitates sleep, and it gives you the sleep that you're supposed to get. So sometimes if you're sleeping late, it's because your body really requires more sleep. So what I tell persons with your Nerve Restore, just make sure and set your alarm, and you will get up. You will get up. Okay. Cat's Highly Blessed says, good night, doctor. What do you recommend for someone waiting on a cornea transplant? Girl, the thing is, I would suggest, and I have worked with patients who were supposed to get cornea transplants and those type of things. I suggest you take very good care of yourself, especially your eyes. So there's a product we carry at Batson Associates called Eye Optics Formula. And what Eye Optics Formula really does, it helps in regulating and improving the blood circulation in your eyes. I had someone who had something called keratoconus, which is where the that cornea, I think it bends, or there's something in terms of the structure of the cornea, and they got very, very good results using the eye optics formula. They use the optimizer, they also use the IT. So I mean, you're waiting on a cornea transplant, yes, Gil, but I mean, what you need to do is help yourself, because these doctors do they don't do nutritional medicine. They don't focus on nutrition, and That is no fault of your own. You could only focus on what you know and what you learn. If you didn't learn something, you can't teach somebody else it, or you can't recommend, right? So I would suggest the iOptics formula IT. If it is you know you have any other challenges, I would suggest you do a consultation at least so that we could dot our I's and cross our T's. All right. Miss Abigail Thomas says, good night. Just now. Good night, Dr. Batson. Do you have a product or protocol for a 47-year-old female who spots for 2 weeks after a regular cycle? What causes this? It has never happened before. Abigail Thomas question. Yeah, we do. We have protocols for that's hormonal imbalance. Definitely. Is all right. Yeah, that's a definite hormonal imbalance. And the thing is, we have a number of protocols for hormonal imbalance. What it might be an indication also of like slight endometriosis, fibroids, that type of thing. And of course, we have protocols for those as well. All right. So you can feel free to give us a call. Keep in mind again, those locations. We are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. That telephone number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. DB is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. St. James is 220-8113. That's 220-8113. That office for St. James is located at the Red Edge Mall. That's what Red Edge Mall, sorry, Western Main Road, St. James. Okay, Augustine Forestine says, Dr. JB, my mom is 73-year-old. She said the pressure in her eye is high and she has to do a laser surgery costing $5,000. Is there any alternative to solve this problem? Of course, that would always have an alternative for surgery. Surgery should only be used in emergency states. So it means if the pressure in the eye is high, she has to watch a certain thing. She's not drinking enough water. That's one. If she is drinking enough water, then the body not utilizing the water. So she needs to check the type of water she's drinking. So I would suggest if situation provides it, get the alkagen water. That's one. The diet too of persons with glaucoma, people who have glaucoma need to watch their meat intake. They should not be drinking coffee either because coffee is going to significantly exacerbate and make that situation worse. What again? The iOptics formula, the IT optimizer, and there's a product we have called Advanced C, which is advanced vitamin C. Very good product as well. So that's some things that you could check out. Okay. Mr. Keegan Grant, good night, champ. Do you help with kidney stones? Yes, we do help with kidney stones. You have a problem with kidney stones? Yeah, you know that for you, man. Santulan actually is very good for that. Santulan works for a lot of stones. I had people with serious gallstones, and I think of all stones, those are the most problematic, and they got some very good results with that as well. But Cindy Howard says, Doc, I have my Santulan all ready to go, and I'm about to give a whole jar, sorry, to a friend. Okay, well, that's nice, man. You're a nice friend. So just make sure they use it correctly, and all will be good. All right. Raymond Nash says, hey, doctor, good night. Best? What best can you use for lack of sleep? Have not been sleeping properly for years. All right, Mr. Nash, if you're not sleeping good for years, the thing is, Nerve Restore works, eh? I recommend that product for sleep. It really works. There are some people who need a little more help, and a lot of those people. So, first thing, Nash, I would say, have you taken a cleanse? When was the last time you take a detox? If you haven't done one for years, I suggest you get yourself a Santulan together with the alkagen water. I don't know where you're calling us from, if you're in Trinidad and Tobago, if you may be out of the country, or you could let us know and we would organize accordingly. When you finish that now, I would suggest you do the advanced chlorophyll, the optimizer, the nerve restore, and the omega with astaxanthin. Those are very important for sleep, and it actually helps. The thing is, when you're dealing with sleep problems, you don't want something to make you sleep. Those things will knock you out. That's not the way you want to go about it. You want something to facilitate sleep, to help the body to work the way it's supposed to, so that you can now sleep. That's exactly what you're looking at. All right, Mr. Nash. So I hope I was useful to you there, sir. As I said, depending on where you're located, Shagwana's office is head office. You can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. Okay, blessed Thanksgiving says happy Sunday. Miss Frederica Joseph says, good night, Dr. Batson. My question is, how much sodium, if any, can someone with high blood pressure use in their diet? Thank you. No. The thing is, when people tell you about sodium, remember, sodium you only really get from certain things, certain types of foods. We know salt, and I always recommend things like sea salt, that type of thing. Rock salt is a better form. So you're going to get sufficient sodium in your diet, right? So the thing is, if you have high blood pressure, you're not supposed to be using things like that are very salt in general. And that's usually they use table salt. They don't already use like Himalayan salt and those type of salts to cook. So I would say just use your regular not table salt, your regular rock salt, Himalayan salt, that kind of thing. And you just put the taste. The problem with a lot of persons is that they use things that may be salty in nature, like like chips, for example. Any kind of potato chips and those type of snack chips, those things full that laden with salt, laden. But you eating it and really tasting or don't understand the magnitude or the amount of salt that getting into your body, right? So Miss Joseph, I hope I was able to answer your question there. Miss Helen at Chile says, good night, Dr. Batson. What are the benefits of the product silver? That's a good question. That's the next product that, excuse me, that's the next product I really like simply because I find silver is one of the most potent natural antibiotics known to man. So you have problems with any issue, that is going to help you. It is going to help you. It really does help you. So silver improves your immune system. It kills a lot of pathogens. So people who have problems with nasal problems. So people who have problems with asthma, sinusitis, emphysema, those type of things, real good results you're going to get there. Persons who may have issues with their skin, silver is also going to give you some good results there. It's going to give good results with headache. So what it does, as I said, is primarily an immune builder. It really focuses on the immune system. It focuses on helping to increase your fighter cells in your body. So anyone who wants to improve immunity, who wants to improve the skin, who may have situations with the kidney as well, silver with mineral formula is something that you should look at in your diet. Mr. James Michael says, good night, doc. What helps for high prolactin? High prolactin, this is in what? Male or female? Just clarify that for me, Mr. James Michael. All right, Mr. Raymond Nash says, Doc, also my son for years have severe pain in his legs. From his knee to his ankle. All right, Mr. Nash. How now if you having that, that's some level of inflammation in the joints. Is it that he ever went and do any type of test, Mr. Nash? Is it that he did ultrasound, CT scan, X-rays, those type of things? Because what that could simply mean is high levels of inflammatory response in the body. And those are things that we deal with. Very soon we'll be opening up our integrative arthritis center, where we'll be dealing with integrative rheumatology. And in a case like that, we would help. Okay, so Mr. Michael James says a female woman's formula. And that week we had gotten some of that recently. Woman's formula, female balance, advanced chlorophyll, silver with mineral formula. She may have to do a cleanse somewhere down the line too. But that's definitely hormonal imbalance challenges, which is triggered by an endocrine system problem. Okay. So Mr. Nash, sorry, as I was saying, as regards to that situation, yeah, we need to address that inflammatory response in the bones. Okay. Right, I answered Mr. James Nash. Raymond Nash says only a blood test. So with the blood test he did, if he did something like ESR, which is erythrocyte sedimentation ratio, or he did maybe C-reactive protein, that would show the levels of inflammation. But definitely he has a lot of inflammation in his body. But we could fix that, man. I don't know the age though. I would suspect it's a young man. This is someone, how old is he? And Alexander says, good night, Dr. Batson. What can be used for alopecia? Yeah, there's the problem that everybody does be complaining. Alopecia has to do with immunity, yes, but again, that is serious nutrient deficiency. Again, problems with your your gastrointestinal system. The healthy bacteria in the intestines is not as it's supposed to. Problems in the liver. Remember, always remember, and this is why Santulan is so popular. You have 7 channels of elimination: kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. So if you don't take a regular detox at certain points in time, especially based on your diet, some of you may be persons who drink enough water. Your diet, you're laden with coffee. You're drinking about 10 cups of coffee every day. So you actually, because coffee is a diuretic, you actually dehydration in your body is significant. What is killing me with people is when people know things bad for them, they still do it, and then when they get sick, they're surprised. I was like, okay, how dumb could you be? That might people might think that's not a good thing to say, but no, it's you all know me. I don't have time for the nonsense. All right. Okay, so with the alopecia, vitamin deficiency, if it, females primarily, well, as I say, because alopecia, that's not, let me check something here. Definitely situation with hormonal imbalance. That's one of the situations. Um, Another situation that would contribute to alopecia would be vitamin mineral deficiency. Lack of absorption is the major thing. Malabsorption. A lot of people do not have proper absorption in the intestines, and that is really cause a lot of problems. Okay. So with that situation, that would help the alopecia. If it is you want something specific, I could do we could do a protocol for you. You need to get on to us and let us know how we go from there. Monday. Says Dr. Batson, what vitamins must we all take, if at all? Women 30 plus, is it wise? Is it up to seek all nutritional value from organic, real food versus store-bought vitamins in this day and age? Is eating healthy enough? Or do we have to take supplements to a certain degree? Definitely have to take supplements. Definitely, Mandy. Just recently, I was having someone talk about this. I was having this conversation about the importance of nutrition. And let me tell you something. I was telling the person that I said, I see for myself, I am a living, walking testimony to what nutrients this do for you, in the sense that, you you gotta look proper for your age. Your skin, your hair, your teeth, all those things reflect internal. So definitely, Mandy, we need to supplement. It's just a matter of knowing how to use. I use a lot of nutrient dense foods, so things like wheatgrass. We have that's why we did the inflammation formula too, as well, to have a product that really helps to reduce and remove inflammatory response from the body. So those are some of the things that you could pay attention to. Ms. Marcia Letrin says, good night, Dr. Batson and Associates. Blessings to you and the job. Great job. Mr. Nash, oh, he says he's 9 years. Oh, yeah, but he's a little boy. Um, Nah, that's inflammation, boy. That's inflammation. He may be getting early signs of arthritis. How much does he drink? So with him, check the diet. If he's using too much of snacks, too much sugar, he not drinking enough water, that's going to contribute to that. But we could fix that situation. You all need to fix that quick though, because at that age, if he's experiencing that so rapidly and serious, then it means it is progressing quickly, very, very quickly. He's lactose intolerant. Well, I tell people lactose intolerant is a good thing, because we're not really supposed to be drinking milk after we passed baby stage, infants, right? So the lactose intolerance doesn't have oh yeah, because if in that case, but then you have different sources of calcium, Mr. Nash. Even vegetables and those things, seeds like chia seeds and that kind of thing. So the lactose intolerant thing isn't really vital, because milk is actually one of the least beneficial things for your bones. I always tell people that. So I can fix that situation. We could make some recommendations if it is. And when you're ready, you could always reach out to us and we will help you accordingly. All right, Mr. Nash. Miss Cindy Hoyt says, I still have colloidal silver with an expiry date of 2019. Is it good to use? Of course it is. That don't spoil. That spoil at all. Go ahead and use it. Doc, what can help with a trigger finger? Trigger finger. I know we had a client in St. James who had a problem with that situation, and I know they had used a lot of stuff, and I think they got results, but it's a matter of, in terms of dealing with the inflammation in the musculoskeletal system. So that's primarily what it is a matter of actually fixing that inflammation in the body. All right? Oliver Marion, lupus can be looked at too. Okay, I don't know. That was in reference to what or if I spoke about lupus. Well, I did touch on it. I could always reiterate a little later on. You're welcome, Mr. Nash. Mandy says, thank you, Dr. Batson. It's just there is so much out here in terms of supplements, etc. Some things get recalled every other day. Do you happen to have your recommended list? Appreciate your advice. We appreciate all you do. Thank you so very much. This Monday. Yeah, there's a list of supplements, and that's why whenever I do my programs, and sometimes people would call or they would say, Dr. Batson, I'm taking this vitamin, or what vitamin you want me to use. Then I wouldn't call the name of the vitamin on air unless it is something that belongs to us, and that's like Equilibrium. So Nerve Restore and all those products are ours, right? But then in terms of branding, there are certain companies that I would work with, and that's primarily based on their efficacy and potency, because you don't want people to be. I am not working with any company who just have supplements and it's all kind of some of these things inorganic. They're not good. There are a lot of things that have out there. They're not good. The thing is, thank God for my years of experience, I know a lot of the good ones and I know a lot of the bad ones. So I would recommend accordingly. All right. Okay. You're very welcome. Mr. Augustine Forrestine says, Doc, my wife have lots of pain on the heel and her right foot is very painful when she walks. Acid, that's acid problem. She needs to do some foot baths. So she put a tablespoon of Epsom salt in some warm water and soak her feet 45 minutes. Do that 3 times for the week. She could also get the work on the circulation, because it could also be a serious problem with the poor circulation to it. So the circulation tea, pu'er tea is also going to help. Hawthorn is also a good tea that we carry that helps and could work in place of the circulation. The inflammation formula, silver with mineral formula would also help as well. The L-arginine supplement too, that's also going to help as well. Okay. Anul Lee, Anul Nash says, good night, Doc. What it means if every cut on your body gets infected? That means your immune system is very low. You mean like if mosquito bite you and those type of things? When it describes or explain cuts, it could also be a sign of diabetes too, eh? Okay. So again, keep in mind you are listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. We discussed a number of things. We spoke about the Nerve Restore, very good product. We also discussed the Santulan. Alkagen water is also, something very close to my heart. I tell people, when you're looking at good pushing hard at the gym, so I'm extra. Okay, I didn't see the rest of it though. No, I didn't see the rest of the question. All right. But that question that Nash asked. Okay, thanks for the info, Doc. You're welcome, Mr. Forreston. When you're talking about, as I said, if any cut get infected, and as I say, explain cuts to me. You're talking about what? There's a bump, a knife cut, a nail joke. What are you referring to? Elaborate for me. All right. Keegan Grant asked the question. Good night again. Do you know of the best hernia surgeons in Trinidad? I could find out for you. The thing with hernias, is that if the hernia is beyond the help of a chiropractor, physiotherapist, massage therapist, then I suggest surgery. If it's beyond that, well, then I could always find out for you. Um, because when they have to do hernia repair, pray to God that they don't have to use the mesh, because that mesh this cause a lot of problems in there. And hernias, a lot of hernias very easy to deal with. I'm just saying, Mr. Grant. So if it is you have exhausted all the natural ways and then you want to go this way, well then okay, no problem. But that's something to keep in mind. All right. Uh so let me see. Keep in mind too as well our promotions. So our pensioner special is something that we have running or in Guignol. Um that's supposed to be able to be helped, man. But do you know the size of it? So how wide do you think that hernia is? An inch, 2 inches? Or they said it's large. Oh, okay. Whoa. Well, okay. In a case like that, um, does the person have a very big stomach, or what we would refer to as a big belly? Right. Kati Case Noriega says, "Good night, Doc. How often should you use Santulan?" It depends on your needs. If you know you're a person who, do cleansing, you could do like maybe a month supply twice every year. I like to integrate do maintenance with my Santulan. So I would drink Santulan like maybe every 3-4 months. And then when I do it, I would do like 1 pack in a week or 2 packs in 2 weeks, that kind of thing. And then I rest it for a bit. Or I do a glass every week or something. So I kind of move it around. Okay, so Mr. Grant said, no, not a big stomach, slight punch. Um, Orange. But Mr. Grant, tell me something. Did you go to any chiropractor or physiotherapist, any natural person, people who just rub, as they say? Did you attempt to visit someone like that? Okay, Miss Alice's Matt says, "Good night, Dr. Batson. Have you all gotten the additional drops to the optics formula? It will be coming. I will be coming in tomorrow, Jah willing, and I would like to take and to find Alison Smart, you give me a dial deal, and for you all take up tap card. Okay, so I guess you're asking if we started to use to work on tap or dealing with tap cards. That's actually something that we're going to work on. Shakila is something I was supposed to talk to you about. Yeah. So that's something that will be coming in the very near future. And thank you very much for the reminder, because I had that there as something that we needed to work with as well. Yeah, so that's something you could pay attention to. Okay, Raymond Nash says, "Hey doc, one more thing. My father has pylori for years. What is the best avenue you can take to get rid of it? He also has cataract." Well, the cataract, we're looking at the eye optics formula is a good bet for that. There's actually a very good eye drop that we have. We're going to be getting it back. We had a lot of problems during COVID to get this product, which was the Sinceria, which is a eye drop specifically for cataract. So that's something that you could pay attention to. And if he has pylori, you're talking about H. pylori, which would be a pathogen that affects the intestine. We also have a protocol for that, which will include things like the inflammation formula, silver out mineral formula, optimizer, stem cell products would work with that as well. Okay, Keegan Grant says, but they stick to do the surgery. The doctor isn't in Trinidad again. LOL. Oh, that's the person you're using. Well, the thing is, what you could do, Mr. Grant, you could call my office and ask them for the number for the chiropractor that we recommend, and I suggest you go and see him. That's the first thing I will tell you to do. Try that first. Oliver Marriott says, I will come in tomorrow for Santulan at Shogunas. Okay, sir, no problem. Mr. Fisher Yearwood says, what products can a pregnant person use for a cough? They can use the advanced chlorophyll that we carry. They can use the inflammation formula, the optimizer. Those wouldn't have any challenges in that particular situation. Alison Swa says, typo doc, sorry. Do you all take tab card? Yes, I need that cataract drop vision blurry for so. Yeah, Miss Smart, we're going to be getting that. The tab card, no, we're not taking it as yet, but that's something that we're working on. That's actually in the pipelines. In fact, if you know any information about that organization, you could always share it with me, apart from what we're going to find out on our own. I'll greatly appreciate it. Okay, good. So again, let me give you those telephone numbers. Keep in mind the number for our Shogunas office. We are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. We also on the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Davie. That telephone number for Shogunas number is 2228261. That's 2228261. And Davie is 223-7515. Again, that's 223-7515. And for St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That telephone number is 220-8113. Again, that's 220-8113. Keep in mind our international clients. Let me say a pleasant good evening to all our international clients. A lot of exciting things coming for dealing with you guys. So if you want to get information on the international or to book online, you can give us a call on 868, that's 868-373-2388. That's 868-273-2388. Okay, so we have a question here. Mandy saying, Dr. Batson, last question. As a precautionary measure, what would you recommend a person give up or stay away from if they were once told that they were borderline diabetic year ago? Take into consideration grandmother and a few family members are diabetic. Being proactive is the goal. Current vegan plant diet. Excellent question. I would say definitely, well, your vegan plant diet, which is good. Your intake of sugars, basically, the diabetes is primarily an issue with glycemic index and consuming foods with very high glycemic index. Soda, for example, I do drink soft drink. Yes, I am going to be 44 years this year, and the last time I drank a soft drink, I may have been, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 10 or maybe 5 years. I don't drink soft drink like years. I don't interfere with that. The coloring and those type of things. Food coloring is very dangerous. It's very poisonous to you. Juice is something I had loved when I was younger, but I've stopped it as well. I don't really partake of juice. I mean, if I do a blend home, I blend up a watermelon or some kind of thing. But to go and buy juice, nope, don't do that. Yeah, baked goods you need to be very careful with because those we know are laden with things like modified cornstarch, that type of thing. So it's just a matter of staying away from those things. As we always say, genetic load the gun, lifestyle pull the trigger. So that's something that you don't want to be, too involved in. Miss Allison Smart says, what is the name of the cataract eye drop I will be asking for tomorrow when I come? Okay, so Miss Smart, tell me something. What I suggest you use the eye optics formula. Put 2 drops in each eye, morning and evening. That's what you're asking for. The reason why I'm saying that, there's a 1 week carry called Sinceria, which is one specifically for serious cataracts, because the eye optics formula work for small and medium cataracts. When the cataract really, really bad, I find the eye optics formula you require more. So that's why we had gotten the other eye drops. And that's something that we're going to be paying very close attention to and organizing in that particular regard. You're very welcome, Mandy. So I know I promised you guys 2 hours. However, um, based on previous engagement, I would have to really do an hour for you guys. But keep in mind, one of the things we're going to do is we have specific, we have put health into specific groups, and that's how we're going to actually start in dealing and, in terms of making recommendations for you guys. So that's something that you could pay very close attention to. We also have, so those of you who may know someone who has a situation, because that's why I always tell, it's always good to spread good news. And Batson Associates is good news. Good news for a lot of persons, in the aspect of really helping to correct certain situations in their body. So, it's very important that you pay very close attention to that. In addition to what we have available. So we do have optimizer in stock. Our teas, we have kidney, liver, pancreas. We're going to be getting back circulation in the very near future. We have oolong, very good tea for weight loss, so you can check that out. We have our silver water mineral formula, Fountain of Life. Let me just say something about this product. This is a product that, I was introduced to Fountain of Life some years ago, maybe about 10 years ago. Um, a colleague of mine who works out of Barbados actually introduced me to the product, and I was using it, and I was very satisfied with it. And then it fell off the radar for a little while but I was using it personally for me, and then I decided to get involved with it again because I believe it's such a good product. You know, it has lignins in it, so that's something that we're going to be talking about in some programs to come up. And I believe in good products. I believe in sensible diet ethics, and I believe in looking at health and the body from the entire aspect, you know, spiritual, supramental, mental, vital, physical body. And if all those upper bodies are not in alignment, then you're going to be in problems. Okay. Alison Smart said, she said, I tried the optics standing, right? Okay, I tried to use the Optics Plus, the cataract standing. Okay, so you're gonna have to you give me I have a few typos there. So check that for me and let me know. Or have you darken your phone and enlarge the font size? Pauline Francis is saying, Doc, is it healthy to eat lots of fruit at the age of 57 with no health issues? Concerned about my A1C. The thing is, you can eat a lot of fruits, nobody is saying no, but the thing is, eating fruits earlier in the day, it's not really good to eat fruits late in the night unless you're an active person who do a certain amount of exercise, aerobic, anaerobic exchange in terms of that type of exercise, walking, brisk walking, gym, that type of thing. So you could be having fruits, but my thing is the time of the day you're having fruits, like before 2 o'clock, and be an active individual. Fruits are good, but remember, fruits has sugar in it as well. Fructose, which is a better form, but still, if you're inactive and you just sit down eating a lot of fruits, remember, we don't do what we're supposed to do. Remember, we driving, nobody walking to go nowhere again. So it means your body's not going to be burning those things. So you have to ensure that you have a proper routine geared to really correct in that situation. Or tried Miss Smart. Okay, good. So we're gonna get the next eye drop for you. Because it seems like your cataract is one of those well-developed, the stubborn ones that we need to get a more aggressive, safe, effective, but aggressive eye drop. And that's where the Sarah comes in. So we're going to be getting that in the near future. Ms. Vidya Abdul says, what is the best time to drink blended watermelon for skin with skin and seeds? I can add sea moss gel to this mixture. Yes, you can. I would say drink it in the morning, first thing when you get up. That's going to help in that situation. Okay, guys. So, Shaki, you're going to say something? I was captioning some small notes. Oh, some captions. Okay, good. No problem. Nice, nice. Because that's something we're going to work on. So, guys, Fountain of Life. We have it available at Batson and Associates. Very good product. I'm a big advocate of it, so check it out. Help with circulation. It's very good for stroke patients. I also found diabetics get some really good results. It helps with the healing of wounds. So check out that Fountain of Life. I'm available at all our offices at Batson and Associates. The telephone number for Shagonas, which is head office, that telephone number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Database 223-7515. That's 223-7515. Tobago is the Changa building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number for Tobago is 226-4553. That's 226-4553. So you can book your online appointment as well, those overseas clients. So that telephone number for the international clients to have their Zoom consultations, those telephone numbers again are 373-2388. That's 373-2388, area code 868. Okay, Miss Oh, Miss Allison Smart said it brought out the cataract, seeing it bold and brave now. Oh, okay. I got you, I got you. But what you should do is at least use one in the meantime, and not stay away so that the eyes will still be. I'll get that other one for you and I'll organize it for because you know that little waiter. We'll organize something good with the price. All right, just remind me of that, Miss Smart. All right. Mildred Allen says, hi, Doc. I'm an asthmatic and heavy mucus every day on my chest. Also sinus problem. What can I take to cure that, to correct that? I would say silver out mineral formula off the bat. How much water you're drinking to Miss Allen, that is very important. in terms of your water intake. I would use the silver or the mineral formula. That is the product that works primarily for the mucus and that type of thing. There's a product we have called enzyme formula, very good for the chest chest as well. Fountain of Life is not a tea. It is actually a sublingual drop. So you actually put about 3 or 5 drops under your tongue, leave it there for like about 5 minutes, drink about 4 ounces of water. But excellent product. Skin, very good if you're a person who you're healthy, you want to maintain your health. Fountain of Life is something that you could look into. So we're going to be doing some more work with that product. I respect the owner of that company and the formulator, very, very upstanding guy. So I believe in better in your best. I believe in stacking the odds in your favor. Okay, guys. So we looking to wrap up now. Keep in mind that we have some lives coming up this week. We'll let you guys know as regards to specifics, and we will let you guys know as well. Let me just answer this question quick. Good night, Dr. Batson. How often can royal jelly be taken? Royal jelly be taken, and what is the dosage? Could propolis be consumed? The thing is, it could be consumed. The thing with royal jelly, if it's a supplement you're using, and not because sometimes you get royal jelly from those people who keep hives. So I really wouldn't know how to. It depends on the size, and it might just be a cut piece of block or something like that. If it is like actually in supplement form where you could actually take, I normally recommend you double the dose. I use it a lot for hair growth. I promise a lot of people that jelly. The only reason we haven't gotten it is that the standards that I was getting and the quality that I was getting, or that I could get, I was not satisfied with it. So I'm just waiting on a particular supplier to get their stock, and then we'll start to move with that. Mandy saying that for the pensioner promotion, can we schedule a Zoom for further clarification about scheduling a consultation referring to international clients? Yeah, that's not a problem. And that pensioners package, we would take that for out of Trinidad and Tobago. We would do that. I mean, yeah, well, let me just say that, because yeah, we should be able to do it. I mean, it's a consideration we'll take into consideration because Zoom, of course, and then with an international client, because of what you're doing and then the calls and that type of thing is going to be a little more pricier. So, but the thing is, we'll work it. We'll work it accordingly. All right. So, Blessed Thanksgiving says an excellent rest for Sunday, Dr. Batson and staff. Thanks so very much. Can I come into Shoguna's branch to get that treatment? Yes, you can come into Shoguna's branch, Miss Allen. Okay, guys. So as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. And look out again for that special that we're having, the pensioner, the 2-for-1 special. Also check out Fountain of Life. Definitely a product that you could take some looking into, as regards to skin, hair, nails, that type of thing. And the benefits, of course, for stroke and those other things. You have been listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. Doc, clarify pensioners. I'm a pensioner, LOL. No problem. And Mandy, as I said, we could work out something with that. Guys, always a pleasure, always a blessing to have you guys. Let me say a pleasant good evening. Be safe. It is Sunday. Take your rest, and God's willing, have a safe and productive week. Take care, and see you guys next week. Bye bye.